Sono studente di interior design di Light.
Good morning, I hope that you're doing well. I just wanted to do like a quick little talking bit because I don't think I filmed much so far this week. I don't know how much I'm going to keep filming because I have an exam tomorrow, so most of today is also just going to be a revision, same as yesterday. I did try to kind of alternate that with a bit of drawing yesterday, and I got these cute little things done. I don't know why I felt like drawing stars or like space things. I don't know if you can tell, but they were really fun to draw. And then I also set up a grid for another drawing that I might chip away at today, kind of in between studying sessions. It was a very unmotivated day yesterday, so this was a good way to kind of keep myself a bit more motivated and be like, okay, if I finish this chapter, I can do half an hour of drawing. So I don't know, I guess I made it work somehow. So today's the last little stretch. I've got my exam tomorrow morning and I've got my to-do list over here. I'm gonna finish the current revision round that I'm on, which I think is number 3, and then I'm gonna do another full one. So I'm aiming by lunchtime to be done with this one, and then hopefully also have done the first chapter of the new round. That's just putting it out there for accountability. I am desperately behind in the Hon. I'm like 7 days behind, 6 or 7 days behind. I've stuck pictures in, but yeah, I need to print out some more from the concert on Sunday. I'll talk about that a bit more as well, probably either tomorrow or Friday when I actually have my big catch up. I did write my entry yesterday, but everything else has just been a bit chaotic because all I've been doing is revising, and I didn't have my journals with me at the weekend. I had this one, but I didn't have everything else. I also don't think I've set up my weekly spread in the weeks yet, but that's a problem for another day. I don't know, with revision being the main thing I've got going on, I don't feel like I need that as much because I just need to revise. That's the only thing I need to do. Or like that's my priority. Everything else, I just kind of, you know, whenever I get a bit of free time, I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could edit a bit. I'm also kind of behind on editing. We're not going to talk about that. The next video that's meant to go up is very nearly finished, but like I just can't prioritize finishing that at the moment. But also I'm going to have to do that tomorrow after my exam, hopefully, because SD cards are full. So I've got like 15 minutes left on this one, and then we're out of space. So yeah, so I don't know. I'll catch up tomorrow and Friday, hopefully. I need to move these pictures because I accidentally stuck them in the wrong place. Well, not necessarily, but I kind of set this up because for the concert on Sunday, I saw Nothing But Thieves, and then they were opening for Green Day. And I also saw Nothing But Thieves last year, which were opening for Liam Gallagher. And I still had a couple of pictures from that I found in like a folder that I keep of extra stuff that I hadn't put anywhere. And I thought I would kind of set it up and then I could kind of have my ticket somewhere. But I ended up doing a whole bunch of spreads after that. And so, first of all, things are now out of order. But also, secondly, I've got some pictures from the previous weekend, like 2 weekends ago, that would fit nicely here timeline wise. So I want to peel these up. I've started, but like I was just kind of trying, and it does come up. So I'll peel these off and then put these pictures here, and then I'll kind of move all of this over to kind of here or something like that. But again, that will be part of the big journaling catch up I eventually do. Hopefully hopefully tomorrow. I'm meeting up with a friend for lunch after my exam, but we shouldn't be too late because she's taking the train to go home afterwards. So, like, I don't know, I'm hoping to be home at like 4 or 5 at the latest. So that sounds pretty good. Also, I do have some nice updates book-wise. I finished reading The Turn Glass by Gareth Rubin. At the very beginning, like the first, I don't know, because I started reading it on the train or something, and I read maybe the first 20 pages. I started reading it on my way home back from the bookstore. So I read like the first 15 or 20 pages, and I was like, I don't know if I really like this. But it kind of picked up a bit. I got into it a little bit more. I don't love the way that it's written. It's a bit cringy at times. I don't know, it's a bit weird. And I think, I don't know, I either just kind of got used to it or the story got a bit more interesting, but I didn't hate it. I think I'm probably going to give it like a 3-star. It was, I don't know, it was alright. I like the idea of the 2 stories. It felt a bit more like reading a sequel than what I was expecting. Like I was expecting the 2 stories because it's basically 2 stories written kind of, you open the book from this side and there's a story, and then you open the book on the other side and there's a story, and they're interconnected. But because they're in 2 separate timelines, or like they're set I think 50 years apart, it's more like reading a sequel than anything else. But it was still cool. I don't know, it was a good like in-between read, I guess. And then there's some books that I want to order. And I did go to the bookstore to ask if they could order them for me, and they couldn't, so I'm gonna have to do them myself, which is fine. But in the meantime, I thought I would just read something short and sweet. I think this is called Convenience Store Woman in English. I always get the English titles confused or I forget them because I don't look them up if I'm reading in Italian. But it's another book from a Japanese author. It's from a Japanese author that I haven't read anything from before, and I really enjoyed it. It was really lovely. There's a lot of descriptions of like everyday life scenes, which I really, really love. I could read those for ages. I think it kind of feels a bit similar to what I do in my own journals and with the videos and stuff, and it's something that I just really, really like. And I also really like the main character. So this was definitely, I think I gave it a 4-star, maybe, yeah, I think 4 stars alright. I could have read a bit more of it, to be fair. Like, I could have just read so much more of the descriptions just because I really like it, but I guess if that were the case, maybe people would think it kind of dragged a bit. I don't know, I really like it. The ending was also really nice. So overall, pretty good book. I think I haven't been reading anything for a couple of days. I read that on Monday, because I was in the lab on Monday afternoon. I had a lie-in on Monday morning because we came back from the concert at 3 in the morning, and I drove on the way back, so I was tired. But I was in the lab in the afternoon, and I thought I would take like a short book to read on the commute, and I just finished it on the way there and back. So it was maybe like a 2 or 3 hour read. Really, really, really lovely. Would definitely recommend it. I think in the meantime, while I kind of wait for my other books to arrive, I might read this one. Again, don't know the English translation of the title. It's another Japanese book. It's a bit longer. It's maybe like 300 pages or so. Yeah, 263. So I guess this can be like a nice weekend read I can start it like tomorrow after my exam, and then hopefully like finish it by the beginning of the week or by the time that the books I order arrive. And so then I'm gonna get started with that. After I finish this, I don't actually have too many unread books on my bookshelf here, at least. I do have some on my bookshelf at home, but a lot of those are more like classics and stuff like that. It's a lot of things that I'm like, I know I will eventually read and really enjoy, but right now is not the moment. Does anyone else do that when like they buy a book and they're like, I don't want to read this right now, but I know at some point I'm really going to enjoy it. So it's just kind of that. But I guess that's kind of what I wanted to say. Hopefully revision's gonna go well today. I need it to go well. It's also so hot here in the morning. It's ridiculous because it's like 23 degrees in the morning and then 30 or 30 plus in the afternoon, and it's so much more unbearable in the morning because we've got the sun hitting the flat. Lighting's lovely, but we're melting even though it's like nearly 10 degrees cooler than it is in the afternoon. Afternoon, perfectly fine, doing great. So we'll see what I can get done this morning, and then if I kind of fall a bit behind because of the heat and stuff, I'll catch up in the afternoon. But yeah, that's a little midweek update for you, in between all of the revision and stuff. I haven't been filming a lot of that just because I feel like it doesn't make for very exciting content. It's just very repetitive, and I'm just doing a lot of writing and repeating and stuff. And I feel like you've seen that for the past however many videos, so that's kind of that. I hope you're well. I'll see you soon.
I'm so happy that went super well. I look a wreck because it's hot and raining, but now on to the fun part of the day. Gonna have a picnic.
So that went really well. I'm really happy. First question he asked me was on like flowmatic transport and carbon distribution within the plant, and I was like, that's the part I enjoyed the most. Please make me talk about it. So I was really happy that he did. And then he asked a question about plant responses to osmotic stress, which I also really quite enjoyed. And then a smaller question on flowering. So I was really happy with the questions. I was really happy with how everything went. And then we got to have just a bit of chill time after. We didn't end up going out to the park because we realized even though it had stopped raining, the park was still gonna be wet and we were not in the mood. So we wanted to go to like feed the squirrels because that's always very fun. But we thought they're probably not going to be out in the rain. So we just had a chill time at home instead and kind of had a catch up. And then we stopped by like a printing place to check out colors for our thesis because we need to choose the color we want to get our thesis printed as. Because Francesca's graduating next month. So that's kind of more urgent for her. For me, it's more going to be a September to October decision. But we started having a look at colors and it was fun and we've got ideas that we need to work through. And then I also stopped at like the local printing place that I normally go to and got an article printed for the Commonplace and a couple of pages of like drawings and images that I've been working on lately to just journal about in general because I wanted to start seeing how they would look printed out. So I'm gonna do a bit of journaling. I do have a lot of pages to catch up on in the journal, so I'm gonna do that this afternoon and tonight. I've got to organize studying for the next month and I've got to catch up on editing. So that's the plan this afternoon. I've got my orange juice. I've got a long list of videos to catch up on, and I'm just gonna have a very chill one until dinner time.